Imagine being the smartest person on Earth. Smart enough to explain gravity. Smart enough to map how the entire universe moves. Now imagine losing your life savings on a stock tip. That actually happened. His name was Isaac Newton. Yes, that Newton. In 1720, he put his money into a hot stock everyone was talking about. He got out early with a nice profit. Smart move. Then he watched everyone else keep getting richer without him. So he panicked. He jumped back in, right before it all came crashing down. He lost 20,000 pounds. That's millions of dollars in today's money. Afterward, he said one line that still explains every bad investment ever made. "I can calculate the movement of stars, but not the madness of men." Here's how the smartest man alive got wrecked by FOMO. Let's go back to Britain, early 1700s. The country is broke. Years of war left it buried in debt. So a company shows up with a plan. It's called the South Sea Company. Its pitch is simple. Give us your government debt. In return, we'll get the exclusive rights to trade with South America. Back then, South America meant one thing: gold and silver. Everyone pictured ships coming home loaded with treasure. Here's the problem nobody wanted to mention. Spain controlled that trade, not Britain. The company barely had any real business there, a handful of ships a year, if that. So what were people actually buying? Not a business, a story. And in 1720, a good story sold better than a real product ever could. Watch how fast this spirals. The company offers the government an even bigger trade. Let us take on almost all your national debt. We'll sell shares to the public to raise the money. Deal done. Now here's the trick. The higher the share price goes, the better it looks for everyone involved. So insiders start hyping the stock. Rumors spread about secret gold shipments. Nobody checks if they're true. Everybody just wants in. January 1720. One share costs about 128 pounds. By June, that same share costs 1,000 pounds. That's not a company growing. That's a crowd losing its mind. And it gets even crazier. Copycat companies start popping up everywhere. One company literally advertised itself like this: a company for a great undertaking, but nobody is allowed to know what it is. People bought shares in that with real money for a company that openly admitted it had no idea what it was doing. This is what a bubble feels like from the inside. It doesn't feel stupid. It feels like momentum. Your neighbor's getting rich. Your coworker's getting rich. Staying out feels like the dumb move. Lords bought in. Politicians bought in. Regular shopkeepers mortgaged their homes just to get a piece. And so did Isaac Newton. Here's what makes this story insane. Newton got in early, and early on he actually sold, walking away with about 7,000 pounds profit, a fortune back then. When people asked him about the market after that, he basically said, "I'm done. This makes no sense anymore." For one brief moment, Newton was the smartest guy who bought the stock and the smartest guy who got out in time. Then the price kept climbing. His friends were getting richer. The newspapers were full of overnight millionaires. Every single day he stayed out, he felt more and more like an idiot. So he broke. He bought back in. Not at 128 pounds, not even at 300 pounds. He bought in near the very top, with way more money than the first time. Let that sink in. Newton didn't lack information. He already proved he understood the risk better than almost anyone alive. What he couldn't handle was watching everyone else win without him. That feeling, the fear of missing out, has bankrupted way more people than bad math ever will. By autumn 2020, the party's over. The trade with South America was never real enough to justify any of this. Insiders who knew the truth quietly started selling. And once people start selling, the whole thing only works if nobody else notices. People noticed. The stock that hit 1,000 pounds in June crashed to around 100 pounds in September. In just a few months, it lost almost everything. Parliament investigated. They found bribery going all the way into government. Company insiders had paid off officials to keep the lie going long after they knew it was fake. Fortunes disappeared in weeks. Families that were wealthy in January were ruined by winter. And Newton, the man who mapped the stars, lost around £20,000, millions in today's money. They say nobody was ever allowed to mention the company's name in front of him ever again. Here's why this story still matters 300 years later. We like to think bad investing only happens to people who don't know any better, that if you're smart enough, educated enough, you're safe. Newton proves that's a lie. He wasn't fooled by the hype. He saw through it and got out. What pulled him back in wasn't ignorance. It was watching everyone else seem to win while he stood still. That feeling doesn't care how smart you are. Every crash since 1929, the dot-com crash, every meme stock rally runs on the exact same fuel. Not stupidity, FOMO, the gut punch feeling of missing out on a party everyone else is already at. Newton could calculate the orbit of every planet in the solar system. He could not calculate the one force that's ended more fortunes than gravity ever has: the fear of being left behind. Every fortune has a funeral. This one belonged to the smartest man alive.